Okay, this here, obviously we see the 6, don't we? Now this is based on some school closings. This is all bullshit. This is based on school closing. Okay? And these kids are gonna have to walk, it's not even a considerable distance to other schools, because they said due to the budget they had to close these schools. So the story is being made like it's really dangerous because there's all these killers running around in the neighborhood. And so city is hiring 600 workers for safe passage routes. Okay? This has nothing to do with school closings. It has to do with safe passage routes. This is guaranteed. What's going on in the Middle East, it has absolutely nothing to do with jack shit with these fucking kids. This is absolute, utter bullshit garbage. Let's look at the story. Here's your 7-7. Okay, if you want to understand more about that 7-7, you can talk to Dave. He comments on my page all the time. You can talk to him. 7 biblically means the end of things. 7-7 it has a bunch of different meanings, but it means the end of a cycle. Okay, if we go down here, here you go. Lo and behold, here's our 639. Okay, so it's already in the story. You know that it's bullshit. All this is gearing up for this the beginning of whatever this is that's going to go down. There is no safe passage. They're going to hire 600 people. So you closed all of these schools so you could hire 600 people to walk kids to school. Okay, I don't want to sound like somebody's grandfather. When I was a kid, there was nobody hiring you. You went or you got your ass beat, okay? And we had to walk down country roads that were dirt and stand outside when it's fucking 20 below zero. So yeah, I don't want to sound like the quasi, you know, old, make fun of the grandfather type dude. I'm telling you, this story is bunk. You guys have watched enough of my videos. The TMZ story gave it away that there was a problem in Sinai. What was it, 2-3 days later? The Americans are there. Now they're pushing the fucking story that they used gas and Syria has allowed them to come in, but now they're saying, oh, it's too late. If you guys are old enough to remember, it's the same gag they pulled in Iraq. And they used cartoons, by the way, to show that they had weapons of mass destruction. Do you remember that? Okay, oh, it's too late. You didn't let the inspectors in. So, well, you know what? You know what the story is with Iran or Iraq? The deal was that they were only supposed to let, I think it was 9 or 10 inspectors in. They tried to bring 13, and the guy at the gate said, no, you're only supposed to have this many. I'm not letting those guys in. So because they told those inspectors they couldn't come in, the story got out that the inspectors were turned away. They didn't tell you that the original 8 or 9 were allowed in. And so then they turned around and they used that as an excuse. They never told you the rest of the story. The Rodney King beating. See, most people don't even know about the rest of that story. All they showed you was about 4 or 5 cops beating the fuck out of a dude. And trust me, 2 times in my life I was on the end of that where I got in a fight with 5 cops. Didn't wind up real good. Okay, I had the upper hand for about 30 seconds. Alright, so cops don't just do that. The Rodney King story, if you go look at it, what started the riots? It's because those police officers were acquitted. Why were they acquitted? Because they showed the jury the rest of the tape. Before that point, what happened before that point? There were 3 other guys in the car. They all got on and complied and lay down on the ground, didn't even get touched. Nobody got tased or beat or any of that shit. He got out and ran at the cops. Okay? And got the shit beat out of him. If the story's true, it makes sense what the cops did. But the news, which should have been brought up on falsifying a story to incite a riot, was not. So it's all bullshit all the way around. Whether the guy really did get his ass beat or not, it doesn't make any difference. It's the fact that they're not telling you the truth. And here they're blatantly lying to you. They're using numbers to talk. 7-7, it's the end of things. Okay, it's the end of it. Safe passage for kids. All of a sudden you're worried about kids walking to school. All of these shootings in Chicago are fake because you have to create a base to plant the rest of the story on top of it. Otherwise it falls through. It's a house of cards. So you have to build some type of a base. They don't need anybody to walk those kids to school. In Chicago, are you kidding me? It was far more dangerous in the 60s during the Watts riots for black kids to be out meandering around the streets. What silly, stupid shit. And they got this fucking guy on TV right now, Senator Bob Corker. Do you know what a corker is? A corker that is somebody that tells jokes. It's an old phrase for somebody that's funny, or is trying to be, trying to be slick, and he's a dope. Okay, it's garbage. What the media is doing is they're trying to turn the world against Syria because they don't want any resistance from the United States people or the people in Britain. Now, why will the United States not abandon Israel or Britain? Because Britain and the United States are the stepchildren of Israel. The other thing is, on the books, legally, Israel is the 51st state of the United States. We're obligated. The law was written that way to make sure that we would take care of them. Okay? It would be like somebody attacking Tennessee. We got no choice. So they wrote it into the law that Israel is the 51st state of the United States. Biblically, we're the stepchildren of Israel. And when you look at any war that those guys ever had, who gets involved right away? The United States and England. Always got to come there. And so how do they sell it to the American people? Oh, it's Israel, the chosen ones. Oh, God, and you go fight for your country. The United States hasn't been a country since at least 1933. Interesting year, right? Since 1933, it became a corporation. Corporations, you don't have to have a birth certificate. You can have an eggplant for a president. Are you starting to see? That's why that whole thing went round and round and round. You know, if you're the king of a country, you have to be able to prove that you're part of that sovereign nation, that your blood came from that piece of dirt. But if you're the president of a corporation, it don't matter if you're from Istanbul. We're making you president. Nothing's working here like you think it does. All of this crap, and this fucking thing with Jesse Jackson, listen to the name of this fucking program he's got. Operation Black Star. Gee whiz, I wonder what the Black Star is. Sometimes it's called the Dark Star. Yeah, that's right, like the movie, like the song by Crosby, Stills and Nash. You know, I don't have to tell you. This is garbage. This is complete and utter bullshit. They're going to hire 600 workers? Really? I'd like to meet at least 4 of them. Because that's what it's going to take for me to keep from killing one of them. Humanity, they can't, I don't know what it is. Why are they so blind? Why are they so blind to this thing? Don't they understand? This thing is global. No, you're not going to stop it. You know why you're not going to stop it? Because everybody's talking about the Mayan calendar. No. This is on a completely different system. It's kind of like the working of the machine. One pillar is law, one pillar is love. Okay? The thing that snakes in between them, remember the electrical current? Okay? It's moving away from the love, which is grace, which is forgiveness. And it's moving towards the law, which is tyranny and punishment. Okay? We're moving that way. You're not going to stop it. It's just part of the way things work. It's the way things work. You can't stop it. Nobody can stop it. There is no stopping the New World Order. If you think of it as a piece of electrical equipment, it's flipping poles. Okay? It's changing polarity. So we're going from being positive to being negative. Okay? And so when you watch the news, everything is cut back on this, cut back on that. Prices are going up. People are losing their stuff because that's part of the way the law works. I don't mean law like tickets. It gets down to that level, but the law of the way this thing works. It has a forgiveness period and it has a punishment period. And we're going into the punishment period. Everything will be out of your pocket. Everything. There'll be no forgiveness. Just be aware that this whole thing in the Middle East is all set up to bring this one world government closer into fruition. It's going to happen. There's no way to stop it. It's going to happen. Just when you read the codes, and you guys are getting good at it, you see the 369, the 963, you know that those stories are bullshit. So you have to think outside of the cube, outside the box. So we know right now what is the most pertinent thing. Israel wants that fucking land because they want that Temple Mount because they want to build their third temple. To them, that's prophecy. That's what all of this is about right now.